Hello YouTube, Rocky3 here, back with another kicking action figure review. Today's review is over the DC Unlimited Injustice Superman from Mattel. Yeah, it was one of the last DC Unlimited figures. And, yeah, DC Unlimited started out really great, and then it kind of lost its touch. I'm not saying they didn't try on this figure, but I feel like it could have been better. You know? I got it at Walmart on clearance, 15 bucks, which isn't clearance price, but apparently it had been on clearance so long that they unlisted it, and so I had to friggin' go up to the counter and I was like, hey, this is on clearance, and they're like, haha, no, we have to type in the price. And I was like, dang it. But whatever, I'm glad I got it, because I intend on getting the Batman and Green Lantern anyways, and I figured they need a villain, right? Because I'm pretty sure they're both the good guy versions. I know Green Lantern is. But, yeah, Superman. Really tight. So, what do you guys want to talk about first on this bad boy? Huh? How about articulation? Yeah, alright, he's got some adequate articulation, I guess. He can't really look up that well, which, he flies, so, huh. But he can look side to side and down pretty far. That's pretty cool. He's got up and down on the arms, forward and back on the arms. No bicep swivel right there. That's the joint I missed the most. He really needs that joint because he can't turn his arm inward, see? What it seems they did was they put a joint down here instead. You see he has the elbow bend like we always have, but then he has a rotation right here, which I guess is good if he's like sticking his fist straight out, but it can't go in or anything. And sometimes I can't make him like hold his hand out like that or anything, which kind of sucks. But we got our regular old wrist swivel, but we do have a new point of articulation on the wrist. We have this forward and back. That's pretty awesome, actually. I'm glad that that new thing happened. No ab crunch. Don't mind that. I can live without an ab crunch. Most of my DC Direct figures don't have an ab crunch. Lots of my movie masters don't have an ab crunch, so it doesn't bother me. Also, if there was an ab crunch, you would have had to put the joint through his House of L symbol, and that would have looked really bad. And people complained about not having an ab crunch, but if we did, they would complain about that. So, I think this was the better choice. Lots of people say you could put this over that, but then you wouldn't be able to crunch forward because this would be in the way. So, yeah. And then we got a waist swivel right there. Here's the problem. In and out on the legs, with the in and out's fine. And then forward and back, you can't go back at all. Not a bit. And you can only go forward a tiny, tiny bit. You can't move your leg up that much. I hear the Batman Unlimited Deathstroke has the same problem. It's his butt. It's his big, flabby butt. Look, you pull the legs out and he's got this butt flab. That's so weird. I guess I just had to do that to get the butt detail, like in the game. And then for the in and out, look at that. Look at his man sag hanging down. What is that? That looks so weird. But, normally there's a thigh swivel up here, but they just kind of moved it down here. So that doesn't really bother me. And then there's a joint on the boot. That's pretty cool. It can go as far as you need it to. Knee bend and up and down on the foot. So, yeah, that's all the articulation. Got a few new points. But, I would like to have an ab crunch, but I understand not having one. And these leg joints don't work well at all. And it can't look up. Plus the no bicep joint's a real bummer. Now let's talk about detail and paint. Detail and paint are alright, I guess. Well, the paint's pretty great. You see his shoulder pads look red. I don't believe the good Superman has those shoulder pads. And the good Superman also has a big yellow belt. But here's his face. The heads on these guys look weird, but they do look like the video game characters. I played it enough. They do look like the video game characters, so I guess the characters just look weird. He's got lots of blue in his hair, which I think is a good touch. These shoulder pads, as I said, really do look great. That really dark crimson and the looks like leather. And then the cape actually I think has a little bit of paint shading on it. That's pretty tight. You know, he's got lots of he's got nice trim. The trim's on the inside as well. That's something we don't see a lot. Lots of lines throughout the suit. And this red, you know, the House of El symbol looks pretty good. Like the armor looks fine, skin tone looks fine. The boots look pretty good. They kind of got the same look as the shoulder pads up there. And they look really nice. And you got detail on the bottom of the feet. And on his back and everything. So, yeah, detail and paint looks pretty good, I guess. Maybe there's some things you could touch up, a little more paint shading on the body. The body looks kind of blandish. I mean, he's got all those wrinkles and stuff detailed into him in his armor and stuff, but, you know, it's like, I don't know, there's just something that feels a little weird about him. Now how about some size comparisons? Here's our Injustice Superman with the Sinestro Corps Batman, my other newest Mattel superhero. And, you know, they're about the same height, which is good. And he's also about the same height as the New 52 Flash, who's also from DC Unlimited, same line as Injustice Superman. But even though they're the same height, there's a bulk issue. Like, this Batman is crazy muscular, and this Flash is even more muscular than this Injustice Superman. So, he's got a good thing going on for him, but when you have him next to these heroes, he looks kind of puny. You know what I mean? And his head's shaped different. His head feels different than everyone else's too. So it's like, it feels kind of weird. I think my gripe about the head is best reflected with these Movie Masters figures. As you can see, here's the Movie Masters Jor-El figure from Man of Steel, and his head is way bigger than our Superman's. Jor-El himself is also shorter. And then Alfred from The Dark Knight Rises, his head also way bigger, and he is also shorter than Injustice Superman. So Injustice Superman isn't going to scale up well with your Movie Masters at all. Now here's our Injustice Superman with some DC Direct figures. Here's with the Batman Incorporated Knight. And as you can see, he's way smaller than Knight, so that's not good. And then there's the Blackest Night Blue Lantern Saint Walker figure, which I don't show a lot in videos, so I figured I'd throw him in here. And I know Saint Walker's real thin, and I always see Saint Walker as taller than everybody else. But at the same time, that's pretty tall. I mean, he's taller than my Knight. But he's like, whoa! Wow, yeah, he's way too tall for this Injustice Superman. So, of course, there's the head thing. And while Injustice Superman may not scale up well with these guys, and might look a little awkward with the other Mattel figures, his head does go nicely with at least the Green Lantern's head. Yes, the Green Lantern has a similar head, so, and a similar bulk. So he does look better with your other Injustice figures, because I've seen them together a lot. And he does look great with your other Injustice figures, actually. Not too sure about Batman, but for sure Green Lantern. So, yeah, he looks good with your Injustice figures. Don't feel afraid to display him with your Injustice stuff. That'll look good if you're a big fan of the game, you know. And also, SH Figure Arts is going to be making Injustice figures too, so he might scale up well with them. I don't know yet, but we'll just have to see. So all in all, what do I think of the DC Unlimited Injustice Superman figure? Well, I really do feel like they tried on him. I really do feel like that. But at the same time, I don't feel he came out well. I mean, we have that weird leg articulation, you know, and even though they included articulation in the boots, a second joint of articulation in the elbows, and that really awesome articulation in the hands, not having bicep articulation almost completely ruins this figure. I mean, for real. And I'd like him to look up a little bit. I'd at least like him to look up enough for a taking off or floating pose, but this guy, I don't know, he can't really even look up that much. I mean, if I just had that, I wouldn't complain about it at all, but I don't. You see? And detail and paint look good. There's something with the detail that looks a little weird. Looks a little, I don't want to say alien, because he is alien, but you know what I mean. Like on the torso there? What's up with that? The House of El symbol looks great. I don't mind that there's no articulation there. The cape looks great. The head looks fine, even though it's a little weird and awkward. And while he doesn't bulk up well with, say, your DC Universe Classics figures, he does kind of bulk up well with your other Injustices. I've seen them. They were all hanging next to each other at the comic shop when he was at the comic shop. and I got to see him compared. I've seen him compared on Facebook and stuff. So, you know, I know he looks good with them, even though I don't have any to show you right now, but I do plan on getting them. But, you know, it's really sad. But I think I have to give him, I think I gotta give him 2 out of 5 stars. You know, I don't want to, but I feel like something else could have been done with this figure. I feel like it might have been a little rushed. Anyone else get that feeling? Like, oh, Injustice is coming out, let's release them. I know Batman and Joker were released around the same time as Injustice, like before even. I think they were released a little before, and this guy was released a little after, but I feel like something's missing with him, you know? You guys get my feeling? And that bicep articulation, oh my gosh, I can deal with no torso, but bicep, there's no excuse for that. I mean, they could have easily had that. There's no excuse. None. Well, yeah, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. Pick him up if you want. I mean, to me, you know, he's not the best figure in my collection, but I think he's worth having. Yeah, I mess around with him and stuff. I mean, I don't hate him. I don't want to get rid of him. But I still don't think he's the best thing to come out of Mattel, especially DC Unlimited, which was, like, making such great figures. And then we got this guy, and oh, there was that Joker. The Injustice Joker, I think, just looks terrible. But yeah, so remember to rate, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Be sure to check out my new channel. I got a new channel called B3 Productions. The link will be in the description below. I'm going to put all kinds of stuff on there. I got Godzilla and Gigan spin-off. Ask Godzilla and Gigan. Regular Godzilla and Gigan's going to stay on this channel. But 2 new Godzilla and Gigan shows on that channel. How awesome is that? Yeah. And then I'm going to have my Batman videos where I dress up and run around as Batman on there as well. That's going to be moved to that channel. All those are going to go over there. Not to mention all my vlogs, original comedy, movie reviews I'm probably going to do on there some. Maybe even unboxing videos, I don't know. And my second channel, which you can also subscribe to, has become my gaming channel. If you want to check out my gaming stuff, both tabletop and video games, check that out. And I also had my action figure hauls, collection updates, and comic book hauls and collection updates on that channel, and they will be moving to my new channel as well. So yeah, enough of promoting my new channel. Now I'm going to promote Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter also in the link in the description below, and my third channel as well. I'll follow you back on Twitter. And now enough promoting. Thank you guys so much. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. I just promoted again. But yeah, please, thank you all just so much for watching this. I gotta go. I gotta head out. So I'll see you all later.